Good evening, Messiah, and welcome to our final show of the semester, YBTV Rewind. I'm Josh McLeaf.
And I'm Kelly Gainey. For this show, we're going to take you back through some highlights of stories of the events that happened on campus.
But before we get started, we're going to look at one event that did happen this past week, which was the campus Christmas celebration. Messiah students and staff came together outside of the Murray Library for the campus Christmas gathering on Tuesday. The Messiah community celebrated the Advent season by partaking in some classic Christmas hymns with the help of ensembles on campus, as well as scripture readings, reflections, and some holiday treats. We asked Messiah President Kim Phipps about the importance of this tradition, and she says it's more than just that chapel credit.
Well, I think traditions are really important because they're milestones along the way. They mark important moments in an academic year for a campus community. And of course, Advent and the celebration of the incarnation of Christ coming to dwell with us is such an important celebration for our Christian community. So we try to do some things that when we come back from Thanksgiving, it's a busy time for students and for faculty and for everyone. So we just want to take some moments where we celebrate together.
And its roots at an Advent tree lighting outside of Eisenhower that started in 1998, yes, pun intended. The Christmas gathering moved locations to outside of the library just 4 years ago upon completion of that wonderful green space.
Now let's go all the way back to the beginning of the semester when Messiah campus was visited by the United States Army Band Perishing's Own, led by Captain Bonnie Alger and Colonel Bruce Pulver. Students and faculty were able to enjoy their performance, and Reed Milliken got all the highlights for us.
Everyone you see on stage tonight is an active duty United States Army soldier. And overall, our primary responsibility as soldiers is to defend the nation's Constitution.
The musicians in the band, are absolute, immaculate, consummate professionals, and you will hear some of the greatest music that you will ever hear. In addition to the wonderful music, what we try to do is tell a story and take the audience on a journey. And so you will see there's a common thread of the pieces that we've selected tonight that really talk about our unified experiences, the human experiences, and those things that we all have in common throughout life.
Thanks, Reed. Kelly, what event do you always look forward to on campus that happens each year?
Ooh, that's a good question. So, one of my favorite campus events is sometimes on campus, sometimes is not on campus, and that's the yearly Marshmallow Bowl between Messiah Soccer and E-Town Soccer. It's so much fun. I've gotten the privilege to cover it almost every year, and it's become a core memory for me. What about you?
You know, I'm a big fan of Pancake Night during finals week. I think it's a great way to just kind of get together with everybody at the end of the semester, a lot of your friends, and just kind of de-stress a little bit, and just, it's a total vibe, I feel like. But the Marshmallow Bowl, also very fun. I love seeing the coverage that we do for that every year. It's really fun just to see the Messiah community show out like that and show much support for our teams.
Yeah, well, it's coming up, so I'll see you there. One last one. We got this.
Yes, one more Pancake Night.
Absolutely. Wouldn't miss it.
Yeah.
But I have to say, out of everything, my favorite event is probably Homecoming. And this year, we got to cover so many events all over campus. Let's take a look.
Messiah Homecoming 2023 was a huge hit.
On Friday, things started out slow with the class of 1973's reunion. These Golden Grads were able to rejoin after 50 years to reconnect with old friends, celebrate their accomplishments, and honor those they have lost. On Saturday, festivities kicked off with alumni soccer matches on the rec fields. The games continued with alumni field hockey matches, which led into updating alumni on the Warmer Welcome Project plans that include a major renovation to Starry Field. After that, alums were able to watch students compete in Powder Puff games. Later, alumni were able to compete in volleyball games. Reunion Row, an event for alums from classes 73, 83, 93, 03, 13, and 23 to meet up with friends, new and old, over snacks. The big event, the Whiteout March, students lined up outside of Hofstadter for free t-shirts and face paint provided by SGA, before making their trek across campus behind the bagpipe player. Both men and women impressed alumni with 2-0 wins against their respective opponents. Homecoming court was also crowned by KP herself at the halftime of the women's soccer game.
I'm delighted to announce the 2023 Homecoming King of Messiah University is Cy R. The 2023 Homecoming Queen of Messiah University is Natalie Howard.
Homecoming was a huge success all around, and we're so excited for next year. For YBTV, I'm Kelly Gainey.
Thank you, Kelly, for that. You did a great job.
Thanks, Josh.
So that's your favorite, yearly event on campus.
Yep.
But what's your favorite food?
Ooh, that's a good question. Well, I was born and raised Italian, so any kind of pasta dish you lay in front of me, absolutely will be going to town on that.
Absolutely. I totally understand. And earlier this semester, Messiah's Multicultural Council hosted around the world where various multicultural clubs served dishes from their own cultural backgrounds as a way to bring the campus together to learn about the different cultures. PJ Rydell got to cover this experience firsthand.
Each of our clubs had the chance to each bring a restaurant that represents their culture. So some of them are from 5 minutes away, some are from 30 minutes away. So it was cool to be able to have our student leaders be able to communicate with different people in the community. A lot of people use really small businesses that were family oriented. It was cool to be able to have our students connect with the community in that way to bring food to us.
For international students, for sure, you get a taste of home from being in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, and from people that are from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, they get to try food from all over the world. People eat this food as their main staple at home. For people who are just like, oh, this is foreign food, let me try this, and it may send you down a path of, loving food from other places that you never thought you would.
I think my favorite one was the wings. It was really good. I really enjoyed everything. The only downside was that there wasn't more of it for me to eat. Am I right?
This is good. This is probably my favorite so far.
There was also like this beef pie, I believe it looked like. That one was amazing. Oh my goodness, it's so good. And the drink from LAL.
Okay, how do you pronounce it? Agua de piña. Okay.
The pineapple. Ooh, amazing.
This is amazing. If you haven't tried it, go check it out. It's pineapple juice, but it's like kind of pineapple water.
And the students here also get to be like, oh, well, this food is really good. I can go eat it at this restaurant, or I can have this catered for an event.
Let me tell you, soul food is one of my favorite things, and I just want to be able to eat and get down. Now, this music out here is sounding real nice, so I'm gonna go dance real quick.
Thanks, PJ. Throughout the semester, SAB hosts many events, but there was one this semester that stood out most from the others. SAB and Marketing Club partnered with Hope Walks to host a craft night that will have a huge impact on many children's lives. Reed Milliken has the story for us.
Students gathered to join Marketing Club, SAB, and the nonprofit Hope Walks in a craft night this past Tuesday.
This isn't just a paint project. It really is a way to tangibly love a child and to give to a family.
The craft of choice was coloring braces, braces that would help heal children with clubfoot in third world countries.
It's a condition that twists the feet inward and downward, and without the treatment, kids will not be able to walk properly. So this treatment process is very simple. It is casting and bracing and very cost effective, and as long as they get that treatment, they should lead a normal life without disability.
Clubfoot is a relatively uncommon disability in America and far more common in lesser developed countries.
In the United States, we can diagnose clubfoot in utero. In countries in Africa and Latin America, however, there's a lot of shame around the condition. They tell the families that they are cursed, they've sinned, God hates them, or they'll tell the mothers that they did something during their pregnancy to cause this to their child. But these braces are so important because the children go from being shunned for this disability that they have to then receiving something that is hand-painted for them. And so it makes them feel loved, it makes them feel valued.
Each of the craft bags includes 3 markers, 2 leathers, and an information card that allows students to connect with the child they decorate the brace for. With such a wide reach,
we treat more than 14,000 children a year.
Volunteers like Messiah's Marketing Club are essential.
The big thing about Marketing Club is that we provide free marketing and benefits to nonprofit organizations. It's just really important for us being here at Messiah, just providing these nonprofit organizations with access to our resources and us to give them free opportunities in marketing.
If you want to support Hope Walk's mission, it's easy to get involved.
People can go to hopewalks.org/painthope, and they can order whatever size painting kits, and we will send them to them. And then of course we ask people to pray for these families, to pray for these children. Even when they're painting their brace, if they can pray for the child who's going to receive that brace so that, as they grow up, they just have those prayers as a foundation for their lives.
For YBTV, I'm Reed Milliken.
Thanks, Reed. Now, Kelly, both you and Reed had the opportunity to sit down with Dr. Todd Allen recently to discuss his memorabilia from the Jim Crow area. Now we'll take a look at that.
I tell people African American history is American history that has shaped world history.
This is Dr. Todd Allen, the Vice President of Diversity Affairs at Messiah University. Dr. Allen has spent the last 23 years educating others and collecting artifacts from the Civil Rights Movement, most notably a collection of black memorabilia from the Jim Crow era.
But the first time I saw some of the negative images that would kind of fall under that category of black memorabilia, I heard a voice really kind of say to me, don't get angry, get informed.
Some of the items in Dr. Allen's collection are everyday products like toothpaste or fans, seemingly harmless objects that when attached to racist iconography become much more malicious than they may seem.
But they're sending messages about racial ideology, about who's inferior and who's superior, who's included, who's excluded, who counts, who doesn't.
Despite their demeanor, Dr. Allen feels it's necessary to continue collecting and preserving these artifacts.
I think why it's important is the more we try to move these things to the shadows and try to hide them, the more power we give them, and the more difficult it is to see and discern them when they still, have surfaced in our time. In the 2000s, when there was this conversation about Uncle Ben on the rice box, Aunt Jemima on the, pancake or waffle box, and oh, you're just going woke and you're missing. No, there's a history there.
These artifacts date back as far as the 1940s, but the consequences of their existence are still just as prevalent today.
Oftentimes, people think that it's somehow over. If you know about the history of wrongful imprisonment and lynching, then you know that the effects of what we continue to see today are not isolated. This history is not even as hidden as we think, but you do have to have eyes to see and ears to listen and a heart to respond. And that's really what we need more of, is learning to lean into all of our stories. We get not only a fuller understanding of the other, we can get a fuller understanding of ourselves and who we ought to be together as well.
For YBTV, I'm Reed Milliken.
Right, thank you, Reed and Kelly, for that. I have to say, as tough as a subject is to kind of hear about and see and observe, that is one of my favorite packages I think I've seen on the air this year, just because it is such a fascinating collection and just a fascinating history behind that. So I know, I'm sure it was very powerful to go and do that interview with him. I can only imagine if you have anything you want to.
Yeah, those kind of stories are always my favorite because you get to the root of something that you don't really talk about every day, and getting to put that on air is. It's just an adrenaline rush of getting to hear and see people's responses of, oh, I didn't know about that, and I've learned something. Yeah. And that's what I'm always in it for, is the learning factor.
Right. Yeah, that is one of the great things about journalism and this kind of job as well. Well, hey, we're going to take a quick, short break, but don't go anywhere just yet. We've got more coming for you on YBTV Rewind right after this.
The new athletic training curriculum at Messiah College is a 5-year accelerated program that results in completion of a bachelor's in applied health science with a concentration in pre-athletic training and a master's of science in athletic training.
When I was introduced to the athletic training program at Messiah, I knew right away that it was going to be the right fit for me. There was just so much support and so much interest in me as an individual, and that community was really something special.
I think a student should be interested in studying this program, particularly at Messiah, largely because of the people that we have. Students are going to formally participate in case studies and case reviews, and there's also opportunities for collaboration with the faculty.
My friendship with the program director, Dr. Matt Lewis, has supported my journey as a Christian, as an athletic trainer, and as a scientist.
We are passionate about our students, and we're also passionate about the profession of athletic training.
Sports! Welcome back to YBTV Sports.
Men's soccer played their first round of the NCAA.
I'm your women's play-by-play soccer announcer.
Running like solo in no man's land for a while was really difficult.
Welcome back to YBTV Rewind. I'm your host, Kelly Gainey.
And I'm Josh McLeaf. Kelly, how are you feeling about going into winter break here in just, I guess, a little under 2 weeks?
Honestly, I'm excited because I love the holidays. I love Christmas lights. I love shiny things and decorating the house. And my birthday is after Christmas, so there's a lot of things to be looking forward to. But I think the most thing I'm excited for is a break. And not having due dates.
Yes, it will be a long time coming, but I mean, it's, and we'll talk about this more later, I'm sure, but it's not really a break, it's just kind of adulting after that for us, which is weird to think about as well. So definitely a little bit of a transition there.
For sure, for sure.
Right. But this weather is really helping me to get into the holiday spirit for sure, and I know our James Hellman has this week's Falcon forecast. Hey, James.
Thanks, Josh. I'm really looking forward to getting started on this last forecast of the semester, and we're going to actually take a look right now outside. It's going to be about 40 degrees. Those colder temperatures, they're starting to linger around as the winter months start to get moving. High of 47 today, low of 37, so not too bad in terms of, really cold temperatures, but it's nothing real comfortable where you're going to want to stay outside. The dew point at about 33, pretty comfortable, not too dry, just a little bit lower of that good spot that we want to be in. And then we're just going to look at the surface map for this week. Right here, we're going to be seeing the storms is going to be coming in. Not really much rain, but that blue, that purple, it's going to mean maybe a little bit of snow, just a little bit of cold fronts coming through. And as we're going to look forward, we're actually going to look at the precipitation right now for the next about 36 hours. Fellow forecaster Reed Milliken's going to be happy about this. No rain in the forecast right here for the next few days. But as we look through the rest of the week at the precipitation chances, we're going to move on and we're going to see that it's going to be a pretty nice week as we look right here. It's going to be about 10 to 15% chance overnight, Tuesday into Wednesday, maybe a little bit of snow, but we're really not going to see most of it. And then look at Thursday through Saturday, 0% chance. It's going to be nice and sunny, maybe a little bit of clouds. And then as we move to Sunday, it is going to be about 60% chance, but not too bad. As we move on to the dew points for this week, we're going to be looking at 33 today, as we said, and then it's going to get a little lower, a little drier as we move throughout the week. So just keep that in mind, but then back up to a comfortable 33 on Friday. And as we move into the 7-day forecast for this week, right now 44, and like we said, it's going to be, not rainy, not any precipitation, but it's going to be cloudy, maybe a little sunny, but not great weather. But as we move into the weekend, it's actually going to pick up a little bit, and there's going to be some higher temperatures. As we see, it's going to get colder, so take advantage of these higher temperatures while they're here, and then just be wary of the rain coming in on the weekend, and have a great week, have a great finals, and we're going to send it back to the desk.
Thanks, James. And I like your tie. It kind of matches what we're doing tonight.
How about that?
Wow, would you look at that?
You must have been CC'd on that email. So, great.
Well, Josh, I've been doing the vault for almost 3 years now. Can you believe it?
I cannot. I feel like time has flown, especially since that first year for both of us was kind of, COVID times. I don't know if you were in YBTV at that point, though.
I wasn't.
Yes, which is also hard to believe there was a time without Kelly Gainey here at YBTV. Am I right? Yeah.
Oh, you're too kind. Well, this week I decided to look back on all the vaults that I've unlocked over the course of my tenure here at YBTV. Welcome back to the vault where I unlock Messiah's history 1 week at a time. As always, I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. And this week I decided to take a look back at where we've come from with all the vaults that I've done so far. So get ready to take one last look down memory lane with me. So let's take a look at where the vault first began on February 7th, 2022.
Time to introduce our brand new segment, The Vault. Let's send it back to Kelly Gainey for our first Messiah history lesson.
Welcome to the vault, where we unlock Messiah's history. I'm Kelly Gainey. Welcome back to the vault. Welcome back to the vault. What's that spell? Vault! Welcome back to a new season of the vault. Welcome back to the vault. Welcome back to this week's episode of the vault. Welcome back to the vault, where I unlock Messiah's history 1 week at a time. I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. Time and time again, the vault has provided me an outlet to tell vast stories that Messiah holds. I've also had the privilege to make many friends along the way who bring different perspectives and engage with the audience in ways that I never could have done alone. Being able to travel for stories, whether on or off campus, as well as through time, brought new life to the vault that I never thought possible and will forever be grateful for. Now there's one more thing left that I have to do. Oh, Glenn! Glenn Pierce has had a vital role in my preparation for the vault each week. Nothing would happen without him. He has guided me in my research, brought me in new ideas, and has helped me set up many interviews. Without him, I wouldn't find the engaging pieces of material to show you every week. Thank you guys so much for joining me on this incredible journey that has been the vault and researching and getting to talk to people. It's changed my life for the better, and I have so much gratitude for this project, and I am so excited to see how it continues in the future. So this isn't the last of the vaults, but this is the last from me, and I thank you guys for coming along on this journey with me. So that's all for this week. Make sure to tune in next semester when we still unlock the vault.
Kelly, I say this genuinely not just because it's in the prompter, but I really have enjoyed just watching you grow with the vault over these past 3 years, starting from just readers at the desk to getting graphics to doing things with the green screen, and then going out and shooting stories, not just on your own at different places, but also with other groups as well, like the building scavenger hunt. Just so many great ideas that you've come up with. It's been really fascinating to just kind of watch you go through that process and just all the ideas you've come up with.
Absolutely.
So,
it's been such a journey. When EJ first pitched the idea for me, I was like, I don't know if people are actually going to like this. Like, I was so nervous going into that first one.
Yeah.
And the response was just so overwhelmingly positive, and finally finding my niche of something that I love doing. And it gave me so many such important skills that now I can apply to my career, and now I'm actually going to go out and do after this, which is crazy.
Right.
So speaking of crazy, Josh, we're going to be alumni after this semester. How scared are you on a scale of 1 to 10?
I don't know if I'd say I'm excited and scared.
Okay.
It's on the brink of new horizons, so to speak, but also, there's kind of just a little bit of an unknown thing there, you know what I mean? Of like, what does life look like after this? And so, everything will come in its time, God has a plan, and, that's, to be determined. But yeah, how about yourself? How are you feeling?
Honestly, it hasn't set in yet.
Yeah.
I've been in denial Honestly, I've been
Right.
trying to enjoy my time here with my friends and soak in as much as possible in between classes, because sometimes you get so wrapped up in your classes and your internships and looking for jobs that you forget to actually stop and look around and be like, oh, I'm not going to be here much longer,
Yeah.
which is so weird to me.
Yeah, I think especially this time of the year too, when you have finals and papers and deadlines just kind of all piling up right in these next 2 weeks, it's just hard to really let that sink in fully. So
Yeah, I know. And we've been able to check in with a lot of alumni this past semester with Beyond the Breeches. So we're going to check back with Jessica Fannin when she met up with Dan Doherty to see what he's been up to.
Hello and welcome to this week's Beyond the Breeches. Today I'm at Derry Presbyterian Church to talk to a Messiah alum, Dan Doherty, who plays the organ. Let's go check it out.
Hi, I'm Dan Doherty. I'm the Director of Music here at Derry Presbyterian Church in Hershey, Pennsylvania, and class of 2014 at Messiah University. And one Christmas Eve, I came into church and heard the pipe organ and decided that's what I had to play. I liked that the floor shook and the church was rumbling and people were singing, and the power of the organ was almost entrancing to me.
Messiah was the place he knew he wanted to go because he knew he could keep playing the organ. Doherty was mentored by Linda Tedford, who used to be the choral director, along with Dr. Gingrich. Doherty played the organ for various events on campus, such as student chapels, organ recitals, and the orchestra, just to name a few.
Yeah, I don't know that I could do anything else. Like, music is my lifeblood. It keeps me energized, and it's the thing that feeds my soul. Playing the organ for church is so fulfilling for me. It's my own way of prayer, really, is playing and singing and directing.
He has gone on to play in places like Calvary Church in Charlotte, North Carolina, that used to be attended by famous NASCAR racer Dale Earnhardt, and the National City Christian Church in Washington, D.C.
I think I would share to someone that if they want to do music, go for it, because music is fulfilling and it's healing, and everybody has a struggle in life, and music is that one thing that we can all connect to. It's kind of a universal language that we can feel happy or sad or disappointed and find peace, and we can, speed down the highway and just have an escape. Music is really an escape in many ways.
Well, that's all for this week's Beyond the Breeches. For YBTV, I'm Jessica Fannin.
You said to see what we asked.
I'm a very experienced organ player. You'll be surprised. I can play Mary Had a Little Lamb.
Absolutely outstanding, Jessica. Thank you so much for that. Well, that is all for Kelly and I here, but keep it right here because Caleb and PJ are right back after this break with all things Messiah Sports.
Are you a student club, academic department, student service, or other Messiah organization? Are you looking to promote your event, get your name out, or drive engagement with the student body? Then YBTV is here to help. Our team can help you put together your very own promo or PSA to air in the commercial breaks of our weekly broadcast, helping you reach your target audience. For more information, email ybtv@messiah.edu. That's ybtv@messiah.edu.
Hi, my name is Emma Bain, and I'm the Assistant Head Tutor of the Writing Center. As college students, we're always writing, whether it's a lab report, discussion post, or essay. Here at Messiah University, you don't have to go through the writing process alone. The Writing Center is a free service that helps undergraduate students become better writers through peer tutoring. Our tutors are trained peers who work in one-on-one sessions tailored to each student's needs and goals. We're here for any student at any point in the writing process, whether you're a first year working on an FYS paper or a senior touching up a final draft. No matter your skill level, we're here to equip you with the tools you need to grow as a writer. Schedule an appointment on Falcon link today by searching Learning Center/Writing Center Appointments and clicking New Appointment. For more information, please follow us on Instagram at Messiah Writing Center or email us at writingcenter@messiah.edu. Happy writing!
absolutely filthy goal there.
Boom goes the dynamite.
Sports!
Boy, it feels good to do that one more time. Welcome back to our YBTV Rewind programming. I'm PJ Rydell.
And I'm Caleb Kukin. As we look back on another great semester for YBTV Sports, from historic milestones to deep playoff runs, I mean, this semester had a little bit of everything and a whole lot of highlights.
A whole lot of highlights. Unfortunately, we usually limit it to just 4, and I can't think of a better start to our semester recap than to look at some of the best highlights we saw this semester in our Falcon 4. We kick off this week's Falcon 4 with highlights from one Messiah team to make it the furthest in the playoffs this fall, the women's soccer team. Unfortunately, last week their quest for the national title came to a close with a loss in penalty kicks in the Final Four versus the University of Washington St. Louis, but it made for back-to-back national semifinal appearances for the team. In the semifinal matchup against Wash U, Christina Axelson kept the Falcons in the game with their lone tally of the night. For our first highlight, you see Martin get it into the middle. Adair has 3 defenders collapse on her, has to get it to the left side. Speaking of left, it's the left-footed strike from Christina Axelson to the back of the net. You could not have placed that any better as Christina Axelson levels this one up at 1 apiece late in the first half against Wash U. Take a look at it again. What a beautiful left-footed strike. There's not a goalie in the league that could have made that play. One last look for good measure. As the Falcons evened it up 1-1, it would stay 1-1, sending it all the way to penalty kicks, where unfortunately the Falcons would fall. For Axelson, the goal was her 8th on the season, but despite her efforts, the Falcons season ended in Salem, Virginia. But what a season it was. The Falcons finishing 21-2-1, claiming their 5th straight conference title on the way to the national Final Four. Several players earned conference and regional nods as well, which sent Jenna Skrzyncki earning MAC Defensive Player of the Year, as well as All-Region and All-Conference First Team, and today All-American as well. Earning those distinctions, as well as head coach Scott Fry, named the MAC Coach of the Year. Joining Skrzyncki on the All-Conference First Team are Hannah Adair, who came up with several plays and several goals, as you just saw there in that highlight, and Christina Axelson as well.
Yeah, and PJ, men's soccer had an excellent season, as well as they cruised their way through the MAC Commonwealth, going undefeated in conference play and winning yet another MAC championship. This highlight comes from their 3-0 victory over the Widener Pride in the MAC Commonwealth Championship. We see this ball launched into the box, and Carter with a nice grab there, and this is where the play starts here. Watch this throw from Carter almost all the way to midfield. Patrick Lee gets it and is able to poke it out into space, and now he's just running in open space, only got a couple defenders to beat, and he makes a smart play, sends it right to the middle, a whiff from Widener, and a goal from Sam Phillips, the MAC Rookie of the Year. Sam Phillips, we see it here, his back turned towards the goal, but he's able to turn around, contort his body, and find the back of the net there. The team finished with an impressive 21-1 record. They finished the season as the #1 ranked team nationally. They dominated in round 1 of the NCAA tournament, beating Baruch 6-0, but unfortunately came up short against Ohio Northern University in the second round. The team had 5 all-region players, tying their single-season record, as well as Matt McDonald getting named first-team All-American.
Yeah, and every time I watch that play, I'm just so impressed by how Carter threw that. He did that all year, but especially that highlight. How do you throw it to midfield like that? I have no idea. So for our next highlight of the semester, that came back on October 6th, where the Falcons' senior Mackenzie Fight reached a historic milestone in Messiah women's volleyball history when the Falcons hosted the Shenandoah University Hornets. As we take a look at the highlight here, back onto the hardwood in Hitchcock Arena, it's a back-and-forth set in the first set of what would end up being a 3-set match for the Falcons. Back and forth we go. Looking for the kill on the far side there are the Hornets, but a block party on the far side. Anna Weldon taking care of that one. Now it's a setup into the middle. Maddie Eby pops it up, and here comes history. Mackenzie Fight with the kill to make it 12-10. Falcons on top, but more importantly, it's kill number 1,000 on her career. Take a look at it again. You see the weight, and then you see the celebration after the call. Mackenzie Fight, 1,000 career kills as she moves up to 7th place. in Messiah all-time kills history. Head coach Holly Motherall presenting her the game ball with 1,000 on it, commemorating the special achievement. Lots of things to smile about this season as the Falcons would go on to win that match against Shenandoah with a 3-0 sweep as Fight moved into 7th place all-time in Messiah career kills, and she's the 7th player to surpass 1,000 career kills in Messiah women's volleyball history. The women's volleyball team finished the season 21-8 overall, advancing as far as the conference semifinals. Sarah Hart turned heads in her first season in Grantham, earning MAC and Regional Rookie of the Year honors. Mackenzie Fight represented the Falcons as the lone selection to the all-conference first team, as Janie Barnhart, Sarah Hart, and Emma Swartz and Caitlin Labridis all earned conference recognition.
Wow, that was a lot of achievements there.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, and a lot of these teams have had so many achievements, which just shows you how impressive the fall sports have been this semester. And our final highlight comes from a team with a lot of achievements as well, the field hockey team, who, like the soccer team, represented Messiah in the NCAA tournament. This goal doesn't come from the NCAA tournament, though, but it was still a battle of 2 top 10 teams with an undefeated MAC record on the line. So here we see a little bit of a sloppy play from York here, and Carrie Bear takes advantage of it 1v1 here, and she does not miss on the opportunity. We're going to look at it again here. Carrie Bear just pounces on that, and look at this move she puts on the goalie, just slides it right underneath the diving keeper. Nice goal there to take down the York College Spartans. The team made a little run in the NCAA tournament, but were unfortunately knocked out in the 3rd round. They finished their season with an 18-2 record and a MAC title. The MAC title was their 16th straight and 29th in program history. The Falcons also had 2 all-regional players with Aubrey Clark and Nicole Schenk.
Sure is fun to take a look back at all of those highlights. There's certainly a whole lot to talk about. Just running out of breath as we took a look at the semester in sports.
Yeah, and sometimes just the highlights don't tell the whole story, and which is why we have so much fun covering all these sports stories. We always talk about human interest stories, but we have so much fun covering them, and we see different sides to sports, I feel like, than we would just looking at the highlights.
It's nice to be able to talk to the athletes as humans and talk to them and have like legitimate conversations with them and see them just beyond their play on the field. So let's take a look back at some of our best moments from our feature stories this semester.
We got to cover Messiah women's soccer in a couple ways this season. First, talking about last year's Final Four run.
You know, getting excited about a win or getting disappointed about a loss doesn't help you a ton. It's, where are we going to be in November? That's the question.
Then we met up with their broadcaster, Doug Miller.
I never expected this to turn into something like this. Parents come up, parents email me from states away saying, thank you so much for doing the games, you know. Messiah women's soccer competed along with the field hockey team in the NCAA tournament right here at Messiah. Our reporters also had the fun opportunity to cover the Marshmallow Bowl, where we got to see the chaos up close. YBTV Sports went on the road as well, covering the cross-country MAC championships.
It was a really hard race. I'm proud of myself that I finished. Running like solo in no man's land for a while was really difficult.
I haven't always had a group of girls this close in time together in high school, so definitely having her Natalie, Teddy, and Katie to run with and push me each day is has been so helpful.
We even got to try something a little different this semester.
What is up, guys? I'm Emma Dingus here this week with YBTV Sports with the number 4 ranked Messiah women's field hockey team. We're gonna have some fun.
Well, Emma, I appreciate that you're here and you're going to learn the sport of field hockey.
All right, ladies, hey, this is Emma. And as you can see, told her how to hold the stick, how to dribble. That's all she knows, right?
I think I'm going to fling it at her.
So Cameron and I are going to be teaching you probably the most basic takedown, so just a double leg and then a single leg takedown.
I basically just had to get my legs around his and pivot and drive him outwards. It's a whole different experience for me. I've never really done anything like it before, but it was a good time.
Perhaps the best part of it was the incredible range of athletes we got to talk to this semester. For YBTV Sports, I'm Caleb Kukin.
What a semester it was. Typically, this is where we would toss to YB tonight, but we've got something extra special for our last show of the semester.
Yeah, that's right. Unfortunately, we have 4 of our senior members graduating in a couple weeks, PJ included, and this is a tough one, PJ, because you really have been like a mentor to me, especially with YBTV Sports. I mean, you've taught me pretty much everything I know that it comes to sports broadcasting. So, I mean, it's going to be really tough to see you go, along with these other seniors. So we're going to take some time to commemorate these 4 seniors. And a few of us put together some of these special senior send-off videos. So we're going to take a look at some of those.
Welcome.
If you've watched any Messiah volleyball or basketball lately, you might notice a group of students dressed as milk cartons in the stands.
Oh yeah, they have some new shenanigans going on. Anyways. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, coming out to camera 2 and 4, 3, 2, 1, dissolve, cue them.
Here to keep you updated on all things Messiah sports.
Welcome to The Vault, where I unlock Messiah's history 1 week at a time. I'm your host, Kelly Gainey. Welcome to this week's Vault. Every day, the halls of Boyer are filled with students hustling and bustling to their classes.
I'm here outside the High Center, where the closing ceremony for National History Day just concluded.
I'm here in Hostetter Chapel, where civil rights activist Lisa McNair is giving a small lecture and holding a book signing afterwards.
This week, I decided to travel across campus to Jordan and Klein to check out the Oaks Museum's rare egg collection. Did you know that the red covered bridge here by the Yellow Breeches is not original to Messiah's campus?
So you guys have completed your mission. You have found all 10 buildings on campus. Ooh, it's happening again. Hold on.
Thank you so much for coming on this journey with me this semester.
Okay, ready, 3, take 3.
Table outside of 520 or go see Mr. Brunner for more information. Back to you guys.
Good evening, Messiah, and welcome back to Falcon Update on YBTV. I'm Josh McCleef. And I'm Josh McCleef. I'm Josh McCleef. I'm Josh McCleef. I'm Josh McCleef. I'm very hot and sweaty right now. Oh my goodness, well, looks like it's you and me.
Well, you called me up this morning, told me about the new love you found. I said I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. Found someone else, I guess I won't be coming round. I guess it's over, baby. It's really over, baby. Whoa.
Send all videos, guys. I mean, how does it feel to be amidst your final moments as seniors as part of YBTV?
It's a whole lot funnier than I thought it was going to be. I was fully expecting the water burks, but now my cheeks hurt.
That's
from
so
laughing
true.
So much.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
But I mean, just like, I lip sync there by Chicago, it's over, baby, it's really over, baby, as, we come to the end of Rewind. It's, hard to believe. I don't think it's quite fully set in yet, but, looking back there on all those videos, a lot of laughs, but some bittersweet memories as well as we close things out here.
Leave it to you to figure out a natural segue out of that. Of course you would. Who else?
That's what I do. I spent 4 years studying this, PJ.
That is true.
It's the art of it.
You better be good at it by now.
Exactly, yeah.
Well, speaking of memories, do you guys have any specific memories that stick out to you during your time here at YBTV?
Oh my goodness. How many?
For all of us, there's been a ton, really.
Where do we start?
Yeah.
I mean, you saw how many of what goes on in our group chat with all those different memes and stuff like that. That's always been one of the funniest things to me, our sniping wars across campus. I'm not sure I'll ever know what it's like to not look over my shoulder every time. I'm just wondering if a YBTV member might be there.
Right. It was really bad there for a while. Just the group chat is constantly blowing up the snipes of everybody. It's calmed down since then, but yeah, a lot of great material has come from that group chat and that sniping more.
Or at least we know what the weather is anytime we see PJ Stridell and we get a
That's
picture.
True. You can tell what it's going to be like depending on how PJ's walking. It tells you how hot or cold it is. So
we debated including it in a Falcon forecast, but decided not to.
That's true, but that's honestly what I base all my weather forecast off of. So.
You thought it was the dew points. It was actually that.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You are the dew point.
You know the secret.
You are, yes.
Yeah.
That's an interesting nickname to go out with. It started as a wink and now it's a dew point. I'm not sure how that makes any sense, but sure, whatever works. It's a bit of a downgrade, but it's all right.
Hey.
We still accomplished a lot while we were here.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm proud of what we did, and I think we're leaving it in good hands.
We are.
We've done a whole lot, but
yeah,
I think we've done all we can do. Now it's up to these guys.
Right. I genuinely believe, a lot of the lessons I've learned, about broadcasting and journalism have come from my experience in YBTV. I mean, the classes give you the foundation, but really here is where you get, most of the work and the experience, and that you really need to succeed in the real world. So a lot of good experiences coming out of this for
Going
sure.
off of him, I don't think I would have ever actually found a career path if it wasn't for YBTV. So I want to say thanks to all of you guys and every one of you, because you guys gave me the opportunity to get make me love what I do. So thank you.
Yeah. Honestly, same. I was in the history world. I didn't know about any of this until meeting you and getting to see your world on Monday nights. And then you brought me into your world, and my life has changed, and it wouldn't be for you.
This world here at YBTV is chaotic, but I wouldn't trade it for any other world.
It's probably a lot of my best memories and some of my worst memories at the same time. But,
Amen.
That's broadcasting.
Yeah,
that's
it
broadcasting
is.
for you.
Yeah.
Learn to roll with the punches.
Right.
Yeah, well, guys, unfortunately, this is it for you guys on YBTV. And on behalf of me, myself, everybody here, I guess, thank you guys so much for all that you've done for us. I mean, I already said with PJ, but all of you guys have been mentors in some way, whether it's how you are in the control room, how you are on camera, how you are going to get packages. You guys will be sorely missed. And unfortunately, that's all we have for tonight's show. So for YBTV, I'm Caleb Kukin. Thank you all so much for tuning in, and have a Merry Christmas.